Welcome to Barbershop Speaks. I'm Jefferson Noel, and today we continue our Celebrate the Queens series, a tribute to the women who don't just make history, but shape the future. Here at Barbershop Speaks, we bring you the heartbeat of our community, conversations from barbershops and beauty salons, where real stories, real impact, and real change come to life. And in honor of Women's History Month, we're shining a well-deserved spotlight on the women whose influence moves industries, inspires generations, and elevates communities. When we talk about queens, we're not just talking about titles. We're talking about impact. The ones who break barriers, open doors, and redefine what's possible. Too often their work is seen, but not fully acknowledged. Their influence felt, but not always celebrated. Today, we change that. Let's chop it up. Today, we're talking about queens of tech and innovation, women who are breaking barriers and shaping the future of technology and entrepreneurship. And who better to join us than Ariana Holloway, also known as Ariana the Techie, okay? She is a 3-time founder, full-stack software engineer, and venture-backed innovator. She made history as the 4th Black woman to raise over $1 million in blockchain, built multiple tech startups, and hosts the top-rated Women in Tech with Ariana podcast. In this conversation, we'll explore her journey, the challenges she overcome, and how she's paving the way for the next generation of women in tech. Let's chop it up. I am so excited, Ariana. How you doing today?
I'm so blessed. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you too. These beautiful flowers. And my sources tell me this is your favorite color.
It is. Thank you so much.
This is yours.
Thank you.
Yes,
I love it. Thank you.
So let's jump into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
You left college to go to boot camps for tech.
Yeah.
What gave you the confidence to do that?
Oof, that's a whole story. Yeah, that was a scary moment because I'm the first person in my family to ever go to college and make it that far. So you can imagine being first-gen college student, having that conversation with your parents, like, yeah, I'm gonna drop out and figure out how to stay in tech, but not gonna be in college anymore. My parents thought I was crazy. And so what really inspired me during that time was actually wanting to make a difference in my family. I felt like college was it is important, the exposure, I'm not anti-college, but I knew that for what I do as a software engineer, I didn't necessarily need it for the stuff I wanted to build because I was already building things on the side. And so I made the decision, dropped out of college, moved to Michigan, and the rest was history.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And listen,
crazy.
I'm a professor at the finest institution in the universe, aka FIU. So, but I do get it.
Yeah.
I do get it. And
Yeah.
you dropped out, and you did amazing work because you raised over $3 million.
I did. Yeah.
In 3 months.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, that was a crazy story. So backtrack. So I moved to Miami 4 years ago. And a part of my testimony, because everything that I have is because of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
Come on.
And so when I moved to Miami, I was in a very low, personal situation in my life where I had $250 to my name. Some people know the story, some people don't. And I remember, just hearing God's voice clearly saying, like, I want you here in Miami. He kept just opening up opportunities for me. And so long story short, I literally just networked and hustled. Like when I moved here, I had one friend who is Haitian, by the way. I just want to shout out my Haitian community because y'all got some good food too. But anywho, I had my one good friend, Nerva, who lived here. And she was always there just encouraging me like, hey, you're in a low situation now, but you're not going to be here forever. And so I literally so I moved here April 27th, 2021. And then I got the first investor in the company in October 1st, and then raised the $3 million, within 3 months. Like I remember when the biggest check came in, it was actually like 2 days before Christmas. And I was like,
Merry Christmas!
And it changed my life. You got to think like when I moved here, like that's a God story, and I always tell people, he chose me because he know I'm always throw his name around in it because that's a miracle, you know, like, I mean, a lot of hard work too, you know, obviously I'm smart and all that good stuff, but I always give him honor and glory for that first. So, but that's what happened basically.
I
Yeah.
love what you said. That's a God story. It's a good story and a God
it's
story.
a good God story. Yes.
Okay. So what is one thing that you learned in that journey? Maybe a pitfall, a setback, something that went wrong, something that you did wrong. What's something that you learned in that journey from having $100 or so to your name to raising 3.3?
Yeah,
$3.3 million.
Yeah, so many. I mean, $1 million. Oh my gosh. How about, you know, I'm going to get something tangible that I think is actually very important for people that they can use and apply as well. So one thing that I would say was very helpful. I mean, there are tons of pitfalls, and I'll get in that too. One thing that was super, super helpful was that I was very, very aggressive, but I had a time limit that I also gave myself. Because like sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I want to build a business, but like there's no like tangible thing that you apply to it. And so what I did was, I will never forget this. This is how I basically met everybody in Miami in 6 months. Every week I was at 2 to 3 different networking events. And I was just literally introducing myself. I was like, hi, my name is Ariana. What do you do? You know? And so that's how I was quickly able to, you know, get connected to other engineers, investors, friends, or meet people virtually. Like I met Jeff literally virtually and stuff originally right before in person. And so that's one piece of advice that I would definitely tell other founders or just business owners in general, but be very aggressive with it. Like my last company that I built, it was a blockchain company. Got a little secret on that too that I'll share with Barbershop Speaks first, because I've never actually shared this publicly.
Let me know. Let me know. Okay.
You know, yes, I'll share that in a second. We'll get there in a second. But you know, one of my former engineers, you know, he's actually looking at building a company now, and I told him like, you know, just be super decisive with it, but have that goal and just go crazy for like a set time frame. Because you also can't live. You know, I think there's this huge hustle culture, which is great, you know, in America and also in tech. But also, you know, you want to make sure that you're doing things that are sustainable, that are actually going to work for you and also your business. But that's essentially, that would be something I would share.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to know if you can make one bold prediction about women in tech for the future, what would that be?
I'm going to do it in that direction. I was like, well, you got me predicting. I'm like, I don't know. I ain't Jesus. I don't know.
What will Bitcoin be in 2026?
Well, sidebar, I am a very bullish on Bitcoin. Definitely buy and hodl. So I am one of those.
Hodl is hold on for dear life.
Yes. Come on. Okay. For women, honestly, I think the biggest thing is just to know that you need to be in this space. Like, I think before, I used to walk into a lot of rooms very insecure, because even now, like, there's still not that many women who are in tech, let alone who are also software engineers, just period across the board, like just globally, even if you look at it from a country perspective. And so I think, you know, one, having that confidence to be in the room is important. The second thing is that because women think of things very differently, we build and we engineer differently. Like one thing that I humbly like to share as a testimony is that, you know, my last company, this is the news I'm dropping. So this last company that I built and raised the money for some years ago, actually just made the strategic decision to actually step down and shut that company down. It's all good, you know, and great relationships with my investors. I'm so grateful for that. But one thing that I'm so proud of this last 3 years is that I never had somebody to ever quit my company within 3 years at a tech company.
My God.
Right, which is like, that's unheard of. Yeah, and people jump back and forth within 3 years. Now, I had to fire a lot of people. So, you know, I had to hire and fire between, you know, I hired over, 70 folks, right, within, this last 3 years, from contractors and, full-time employees. And so, one of the big lessons I've learned, although I'm not doing that project anymore, is just the value of treating people well. Because no matter what you build, I know I can call those investors tomorrow and be like, yo, I'm ready for the next thing. And they're like, okay, bet, like, let me invest. Or my engineers have already told me. I remember on the day where I had to have a very tough conversation and was like, hey, I'm making a strategic decision to shut the company down in a couple of months. And of course, this is happening all behind the scenes. This is my first time saying it publicly. And I will never forget when these are two separate individual conversations with two employees who were employee 1 and 2 at the company right after me. And I will never forget this. They looked at me and they said, Ariana, this is really tough and this sucks. I don't like it, but I just trust your leadership notes so much. I know that you're making this for a right decision. And they literally, before the call ended, they said, so the next company that you build, I want to be a part of it. And I'm just like, if that doesn't speak volumes for itself.
Yeah.
So I think
That's incredible.
so as you're building, whether in tech or a company, whatever, I think when you have that people first perspective, now I walk in the confidence, I'm like, okay, bet, like I can build anything. And now I got good investors and engineers to build whatever, will be next. So it's just been a blessing, the whole journey.
Hey, God bless you, okay? God bless you. Ariana the techie, you are changing the world through tech, through faith, through everything. So thank you so much for all that you are doing. You definitely deserve those flowers.
Thank you.
Ariana's journey is proof that breaking barriers isn't just about personal success, it's about paving the way for others. From securing millions in venture capital to creating spaces for Black women in tech, she's redefining what's possible in the industry. But innovation isn't just happening in tech, it's also transforming the media landscape. In the next segment, we will shift our focus to queens of the media, highlighting the women in shaping narratives, amplifying voices, and redefining storytelling in today's digital age. Stay with us. There's more to come.
Filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
Great seeing you all. We need to do this more often.
Will you be paying separately or together?
Oh, you can put it together.
No, give me a second.
Hold up, I got this. I'll get the reward points.
Well, I have early pay, so this time it's on me.
My AI insights say that I have room in my budget, so I'll pay.
Well, I got all that and more with the One Love card from One United Bank.
Wait, the One Love card?
Yes, with the One Love Visa debit card, I got a full suite of digital services from the nation's largest Black-owned bank.
Well, how do I get one?
It's easy. Just go to oneunited.com.
Okay. Kristen's got the One Love card and the check.
When it comes to banking, One United Bank is where I want to be.
The media shapes how we see the world, and today we're celebrating queens of the media, women who are elevating voices, breaking barriers, and redefining representation. Joining me are Stichiz and Chelsea Jones, two dynamic forces in media. Stichiz is a radio personality, voiceover artist, and community leader heard across iHeartRadio and making history as the first woman to voice Rogers Sportsnet in Canada. Chelsea Jones, yeah, that's good. And Chelsea Jones is an award-winning journalist and president of NABJ South Florida, known for powerful storytelling and amplifying underrepresented voices. Let's dive into their journeys and impact. I'm so happy to have y'all today. The queens of the media are in the building, okay? These are yours because y'all deserve your flowers.
That's so nice. Thank you, Woody.
Liz, I'm so amped for this conversation because your voices are so powerful. And I'm curious to know, when did you realize how powerful your voice is in media?
You want to go first? No? Okay, all right. I guess it's a double fold for me. Well, first, thank you for having us, and thank you to your crew, the whole team. This is beautiful. Barbershop Speaks. We love what you guys are doing. God bless you.
Receive it.
Receive that.
Come on.
Anointing. Receive that. But for me, I think when I realized first that my voice had power was at 8. Yeah. And it was because it first started with music. It started with writing short stories, and then it developed into lyrics and then songs. But as I was reciting it, that's when I realized like it would captivate people. And my sister, by God's grace, was the first one that actually tapped in and realized, oh, it's not just the lyrics, it's her voice. It's when I speak, I grab the attention of people. So as I got older, I think it was really tapping in into understanding not just the voice, but what are you saying? And who are you speaking for? And I think that's the most important for me. What am I saying? Why am I saying it? And who am I speaking for? And that's why every time I just pray that I am a mouthpiece for the Lord. I don't get it right all the time, y'all. So I ain't gonna charge God with some of the things I say. but I really just try to do my best, even with radio, and I'll cut it to you. I always picture that I never know what people are going through. So if you're driving or you're going through something tragic, I don't know. But my thought process is, can I say something that will encourage you? Can I say something that will bring you up? Even in a tragic story, is there an upside to it? So that's the thought process. I hope I answered the question.
No, you did, and you truly live it, because you were about to bring your book here, but then you saw somebody who needed a book and you handed them your book. And so thank you so much for being who you are.
Oh, God bless you.
Yes, Chelsea.
Yeah.
For me, it took a whole heck of a lot longer, I think, to realize that my voice was powerful, that it meant something, and that it could be a tool to transcend stories, but also experiences of underserved communities and people that maybe don't have the same opportunities as I do. I chose this field because I wanted to be able to ask questions and get the answers from people like Oprah did. If you ask any Black woman in media, they'll tell you they want to be like Oprah, especially in TV. So that was the dream. But it wasn't until I moved here to Miami and was received by the community that I realized that people were listening.
Nice.
You know, I think I was almost like cosplaying for the first 6 or so years of my career, you know, being what I thought a news person, a journalist should be. And in Miami, when I was invited to these events, you know what I mean? And people like, I want to talk to you. Or like little girls say, oh my God, I've never seen someone like you. That's when I realized that it was way bigger than me, because there weren't a lot of people that looked like me on the news growing up. And I think wear it as a badge of honor now, because I'm just like, if I could do it, somebody else can do it. I hope you do it. I'm here for you to do it. And however I can help you in charting your own path, because there's space for all of us, like I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so good. And I can imagine young girls watching you on TV at home. Like I'm a young boy and I used to watch Trina Robinson all the time. And I'm like, yo, this woman is amazing. And I finally met her and she was just as amazing.
Still is.
And still is. And so I'm curious to know, what would you say to a young girl that watches you on TV who also wants to enter into this space? What would you say to her?
A lot of people are going to tell you no. A lot of people are going to try to talk you out of your dreams, but you have to listen to that inner voice that tells you that you have a dream and you can do it. And it's not that I like live that every day either, because I feel like along the journey, there's been so many moments where I feel like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Maybe I should get out and do PR, but I know that I had a calling to do this work, you know, and it's my mom reminding me that I used to tell her my dreams of having my name in lights. Like, that's so dramatic, but it's true. You know, it's those little moments that keep you going, or you tell a story and somebody's just like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, that really made a difference. So there's going to be a lot of no's and a lot of roadblocks. I mean, I couldn't even get a job when I started in this career. You know, I applied to maybe over 70 jobs, had a color coordinated Excel spreadsheet of like the boss's name, the link to the job, the emails that I, you know, sent, and then the second emails that I sent. So many people just did not even respond. But I spent my last like $200 in 2017 to go to NABJ.
Yes.
And this one guy loved my story and said, come move to Monroe, Louisiana. I said, where? Coming, you know? And the rest is history. And if I did not go there, I would not be here. So you have to just, you know.
And now you are president of NABJ South Florida. That is incredible.
Come on.
That is incredible.
Come on.
You are truly paving the way, and we're sitting here with someone else who paved the way. You are the first woman, first woman to have a voiceover, have a channel on Rogers Sports Network in Canada.
Voice, to be the voice.
To be the voice. So please tell me more about that and what that means to you and what you think that means to the people who are listening.
For sure. I know one of your guests said God situation happened.
God's
so
story.
This was definitely my God incident, is what we call it.
God incident.
And it just, you can add it. It's a podcast.
I got it.
So it's a
we
podcast.
got the camera. See
Check out that podcast. though.
Give me that.
But this was truly a testament that I always share. If something is for you, it's for you. And it doesn't matter how many years invested somebody has. No disrespect to the amount of time they invested, but when it's for you, God can really skip you in the line. And people don't see the work that you've done in the back end to get to where you are now. But for that particular situation, I'm originally from Ottawa, Canada. So hockey and wrestling was my first two sports, and that was something
like WWE wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I like WWE. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I was in, bro. I was all in, 10 toes down in. Then I realized it was like theatrical, and I was like, okay, this is way too much. But true story, wrestling and hockey was like my thing with my dad. And I remember when the Panthers lost the game, I was like probably 8 or 7. They lost the Stanley Cup. And that like was my first heartbreak. And my dad was the only one that cared in the house. And he was like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. Fast forward. This is only God. I get a call. Shout out to my agent, Nate. He tells me, first, my pastor prays for me. This is during COVID. And he actually prayed and said, hey, keep an eye out. Something from Canada is going to come. So when people pray for you, pay attention and stay in line. Okay?
I need somebody to pray for me.
Come on, somebody. Pastor Edwin Francois, appreciate you. But fast forward, my agent sent me something. I talk about opportunity. It was like 11 p.m. at night. I went back to work to record the audition, and I sent it in. So this is a course of a couple months. And then I get the call that they wanted me. And the first gig that I got with Sportsnet, so I was voicing their hockey, their NBA, all their sports, if you will. And the first thing that I voiced ended up being hockey.
Oh, wow.
My dad since has passed away, so he wasn't there to see me get it. But it was just a testament that the first sporting gig that I would get would be hockey and in Canada. Yeah. And to be the first, not just Black women, but the first woman to actually voice their sports. It's like, and the contract was nice.
You I love that. I love that.
But
okay.
It does show, I do have to say this, it does show that you can, though, everything is negotiable. And with that contract, even as a woman in this space and a Black woman in this space, that was the first time I was able to really see negotiation power. And that was the first time in my contract. So this is for media folks and who do voiceover that I made my agent put in my contract. In addition to vacations, it's good and pay was good, but I wanted an extra day for vocal rest. So I know people are like, well, what that is? So vocal rest was important for me because I'm voicing things daily and doing church and worship and doing shows and performing and hosting and concerts. So that's a toll on your voice. Yeah. So I mix
that honey and lemon.
Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. So we made sure that they implemented that in that contract. So negotiation is important in this field.
I love that.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll close with you, Chelsea. Yeah. If you could, 15 seconds.
Ciao.
All right. What legacy would you like to leave for women in media?
That's good.
There is space for you.
Nice.
You know what I mean? There's always space for you, no matter what anybody tells you. And like she said, what is for you is for you. Yeah. There's so many times where I'm just like, oh, but she's better than me. But God said it's for you in your favor. It's like favor ain't fair. That is the one thing that my parents said my whole life. And I think just know that there's always space for you.
I love that. Favor ain't fair.
It's not.
That's true. And it's an alliteration. I love it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies, for all that you are doing, the path that you are paving on this planet in media. Thank you so much. I know for sure that the next Chelsea Jones and the next Stichiz will come out because of you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Sorry. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at me because it's in my spirit. Don't be the next us, be the next you, period.
Media isn't just about telling stories. It's about shaping perspectives, amplifying voices, and creating lasting change. Stichiz and Chelsea are proof that when women lead in media, entire communities benefit. But storytelling doesn't just stop there. In our final segment, I will close out this conversation with reflections on the power of media, innovation, and incredible influence of the queens we've celebrated today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
great seeing you all. We need to do this more often.
Will you be paying separately or together?
Oh, you can put it together.
No, give me a second.
Hold up, I got this. I'll get the reward points.
Well, I have early pay, so this time it's on me.
My AI insights say that I have room in my budget, so I'll pay.
Well, I got all that and more with the One Love card from One United Bank.
Wait, the One Love card?
Yes, with the One Love Visa debit card, I got a full suite of digital services from the nation's largest Black-owned bank.
Well, how do I get one?
It's easy. Just go to oneunited.com.
Okay. Kristen's got the One Love card and the check.
When it comes to banking, One United Bank is where I want to be.
Who it is that you wanna be? Put your fists in the sky. We can let freedom ring.
What an incredible conversation we've had today. Ariana the Techie showed us the power of innovation and breaking barriers in tech. Stichiz reminded us that media isn't just about entertainment, it's about impact. From the airwaves to community change. And Chelsea Jones demonstrated how storytelling can inform, empower, and shift entire narratives. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. Representation is more than visibility. It's influence. It's about creating spaces where stories are told authentically, where innovation is accessible, and where the next generation knows they belong before they even step into the room. To the queens out there, your voice matters. Your work matters. Your presence matters. Whether in tech, media, business, or the arts, the world needs what only you can bring. Barbershop Speaks isn't just a show. It's a movement dedicated to uplifting our communities and fostering meaningful conversations. To stay connected, take out your cellular device and scan the QR code on the screen. We love to hear from you, build with you, and continue celebrating the stories that matter. Today's episode was made possible by the Overtown Children and Youth Coalition and the Children's Trust. And a special thank you to Top Cutters for hosting us in this beautiful and lovely space. More than just a barbershop, Top Cutters is a pillar of the community where conversations spark change. Now, I may not have met you yet, but I love you. Your community loves you, and God loves you. Never forget, your life has purpose, your life has worth, your life has value, and never let anyone tell you that it doesn't. To all the ladies that's watching, these flowers are yours. Thank you so much for all you do.